Hello, everybody. This one's a little different. I don't have a guest or anything. I just, I'm gonna talk about my journey with mental health. Um, and yeah, and I'm hoping that this will help one person. That's all I want my videos to do, is just to help one person reach out to them and just know that they're not alone. They're not struggling alone. Like, everybody has something they're going through. Um and yeah, so I'll start. When I was probably about 13 or 14, um my dream was to be a model. And my parents paid a bunch of money for me and my sister to go to modeling classes and all this stuff. And we went to auditions, and um, I'll never forget, one modeling agency told me that I was too, or they weren't looking for my size, and I was not very big at all. So that played a part. I was at that critical age. That was not good enough. And to this day, I still feel like I'm not good enough in a lot of ways. Um, and so obviously after that, I gave up on that dream because after that, I didn't eat as much. I hit another growth spurt. And you know, that age where you like lose all your baby fat and all that. I lost all of that. And my sister actually got accepted into the next round of it. So then I went with her and my mom down to the modeling thing for her. And I had this like little sundress on, which was really weird because I never really ever wore dresses. And the same guy that told me that my size, they weren't looking for that size, saw me sitting there, and he came up to me and he's like, "You're the perfect size that we're looking for." When really I dropped maybe one pant size, maybe two, if that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know that's one big part of why I have well, not a big part. I don't have good self-confidence. I don't have good self-esteem. I don't think, like, I don't think that I am this beautiful woman. I don't think that I am amazing, or I'm a plain Jane. This is what you get a lot of the time from me. It's very rare that I do something nice with my hair. I don't hardly ever wear makeup, only when it's special occasions. That's just how I've always been, though. I have, anyway, okay, so, and then I struggled a lot with anxiety in high school, because I know there were rumors about me being on drugs, and me being a slut and a whore. And fun fact, I was a virgin till I was like 17. So, sorry, I wasn't a whore or a slut. Maybe I was 16. And I can count on my hand how many people I've slept with in my whole life. So, but I know people were saying stuff like that about me. So that made me even more self-conscious, because it's like, I know these people, I see them at parties and all this and that, and I don't know what they've heard about me. I don't know if they think that what they heard was real. Are they gonna go back and talk about me? Like, oh, I seen Chelsea Rock at this party. Um, she was with 5 guys. Like, are they gonna go tell people that? Like, I don't. So that made me very, um, my anxiety very high. Like, I'd be sitting in class and I'd be like, I wonder if that person heard rumors about me. I wonder if that person heard rumors about me. And plus, it didn't help that I had really bad periods and I would miss a lot of school because of it. So yeah, that was another part of, like, a triggering part of my mental illness. I think I've always had it. I've always been up and down as long as I can remember. But in high school, it was down. And I wish I would have had more of a backbone back then. And just remember, if you're a teenager and you're dreading high school, like you're in high school, you're dreading going, all of that, you're not gonna see half those people once you get out of high school. Like, just, my big thing is I tell my kids, go live your life. Who cares what people say? They're not always gonna know the facts. They're not gonna know what's going on. They're not gonna know anything. Just go be you. Go be you. Go have fun. Um, so yeah. And I think part of high school for me too, I was seeking the reassurance that I was good enough in the wrong people. Um, like, sorry, mom and dad. The first guy that I attempted to do it with, it didn't work. The pieces didn't fit. It's a little much, but he ghosted me after that. And I'd known this person for a very long time. That hurt. That proved to me that I was not good enough. And I thought I could trust. And nope. So that was, I'm not blaming it all on him. I mean, we were teenagers, but that played a big role in my, like, my self-esteem. And then I had one boyfriend that would pick drugs over me. That, I know, wasn't his fault. He had issues with drugs. And yeah, that made me feel like I wasn't good enough either. And my parents, I mean, they made me feel good. Like, they did the best they could. Our household was very chaotic. I wouldn't say chaotic. We had kids in and out of our house all the time, which was good. Our house was a safe place. Our house was a place where kids knew they could come. And my parents did great. They worked a lot to keep the roof over our heads. They were amazing. I have no complaints. They made me feel good about myself. They made me feel safe. They did everything they could. They were really great parents, and I have nothing bad really to say about my parents growing up. They were awesome. But I don't know why I was seeking approval from people my age to feel like I was good enough. I just have never felt like I was good enough for people my age. So anyway, my high school boyfriends were not the greatest. Like I got ghosted twice after really investing myself in it and like being like, yes, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna, and then they just ghosted me. And girls, it ain't worth your fucking time. Let me tell you that right now. It ain't worth your time. If a guy ghosts you, it's probably for the best. Weren't worth it. And I mean, I have nothing horrible to say about these guys. And then one other guy that I had dated in high school that was toxic. We fought all the time. He was mean. He had said some things to me that nobody should ever say to people. And again, that just knocked down my self-confidence even more. I just felt like, okay, so that's the guy part of it. The girl part of it, I'm not bi or anything, but I have a hard time connecting with girls because I have been screwed over by girls that were supposed to be my really good friends. And not only that, like I don't care much for drama. I don't care much for any of that. Drama ain't worth it. Remember that, kids. Drama ain't worth it. I like to hear about drama, but I don't like to be in drama. I never have, and it's just, why waste my time on like holding those grudges and wasting my energy on arguing with someone that I know is never gonna see my point of view. But like I'd have friends that would sleep with the guys that I liked, or sleep with my ex-boyfriends right after I broke up with them, and a lot of girls talked bad about me, and I have been a tomboy since I was 5 years old, probably even before that. I get along better with guys. My brother and his friends took me in under their wing and just did not treat me like a girl. And so I get awkward around girls. I feel weird saying that, being that I'm almost 40, but I do. I get anxiety about it. Like I feel like, oh God, do they think that I'm talking about myself too much? Well, that's really anybody. But it's because growing up, I had a few close girlfriends, and some of them did fuck me over bad. And a lot of drama that I've seen with girls, and again, I'm not like that. So that was that. I think I was 16, 16, I think. My mom had brought me to the hospital because I was planning to end it all. So that's when I started going to therapy. I went for a while and then I just quit because, again, I was a teenager. And if it wasn't the instant feel good, I didn't want to do it. Not worth my time. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to go do this. I want to go do that. I don't want to go sit in therapy for an hour and another hour just to get there and back. Nope. So I wasn't in therapy from the time I was like 16, 17 to probably 28. My anxiety got worse after I had my first daughter. because obviously you're a mom. I was a mom at 20, 3 months after I had Taylor, I turned 21. And like you just, it, I was a young mom. I probably looked like I was probably 16. I looked young. Some of the doctors didn't take me seriously when I'd bring her in for stuff. Um, so that was another blow for me. Like, I'm not good enough as a mom. Like, am I making all this stuff up? Or, and it's like, no, you weren't. The doctors just didn't take you seriously. I remember my mom came with me one time. This was like the third time that I had brought Taylor in for something. And I was like, no, something is wrong. Something is wrong with her. And you guys keep telling me to bring her in. If it keeps happening and it's happening, something is wrong. And they're like, no, her lungs sound fine. Everything's fine. And it took my mom like screaming at the doctor saying, you guys are messing with her head. Something is wrong. And sure as shit, they found pneumonia at Taylor's lung. So it's like, that made me feel like I wasn't a good enough mom for some reason, even though I fought to get medicine for her at that point. And then like some of the looks and stuff that I'd get. Going to birthday parties with a 5-year-old when you don't look 25 is really great. None of them, I shouldn't say none, there were a couple moms that would talk to me, but otherwise, no, like dance class and stuff. Not, like some of the moms did talk to me, but most of them did not. And that was kind of lonely, not gonna lie. It was lonely being that young and not having friends that had kids too. I wouldn't say it affected Taylor in a bad way. Taylor, when she was young, I would out at conferences, they'd always tell me she connects better with adults than kids her own age. And that's because she was the only child. She had her cousins her age, but those were the only kids that she played with. She didn't have any other kids her age. So, my depression and anxiety got the worst it had ever been after I had Jolyn, my youngest. Okay, rewind a little bit. When we got married and we were trying for another baby right after we got married, and I got pregnant in November. I found out I was pregnant 2 days later, or a day later, 2 days, whatever. We found out my mom had breast cancer. And then like a month went by and I had to go in for my 6-week ultrasound, and a month went by and my mom had surgery, and she had her surgery, and then the next day I was going in for my ultrasound, and I was just so happy to be pregnant because I wanted another baby, because I was told I couldn't have babies when I was young. That was another blow. My body hates me. It's not good enough to carry a baby. That's fucking great, because I wanted kids more than anything. Since at the time I was 5 years old, I wanted kids. I wanted to be a mom. And I went to the doctor for the ultrasound. I was so excited, and I was so happy to be pregnant because it was such a rough time for my family, because my mom was going through breast cancer, and I was like, this will be the light at the end of the tunnel. And I found out that I had a miscarriage, and that was a huge blow. Nobody ever talked about that. Again, I felt like I was not good enough to be a mom of two when all I really wanted was kids. That's all I ever wanted in life was kids. So the baby stopped growing the day after we found out my mom had breast cancer. My mom blamed herself, and it wasn't her. And so I had to take pills because my insurance won't cover D&C. So I waited the 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, my body still hadn't done it, so they told me I had to take these pills to induce labor because my insurance won't cover a D&C. So I went home, I took the pills. First round didn't work, second round didn't work. And mind you, they put you into labor, and when the first round didn't work, I was like, I can't do this again. And my doctor's like, I can't do a D&C because your insurance won't cover it, and it's gonna cost a lot of money. And at the time, we didn't have money to spare like that. So I had to do another round, and that round didn't work. And I can't remember if I did 2 or 3 rounds. Anyway, they didn't work. I remember I would be at work and I'd get contractions out of nowhere, and I'd have to run to the bathroom. And then I remember I finally stopped bleeding. I know that's really graphic, I'm sorry. And I went to my sister-in-law's baby shower because it's a baby shower for my nephew. I wanted to be there. I was so excited. It was at the end of January. So it had been a month since I've known I was no longer pregnant. So I went and I brought my daughter with, and we were having a good time, and all of a sudden I just started getting contractions really, really bad. I went into the bathroom and I was hemorrhaging. So I had to go to the hospital. And yeah, so it stopped probably, God, I want to say maybe 2 hours after being at the hospital. They sent me home, and I made an appointment with my primary because I had to. And then finally February 1st. So I went from December 21st to February 1st having a missed miscarriage because my insurance wouldn't cover a D&C. It was not medical. It wasn't a medical necessity. Talk about mind fuck right there. That fucked up with my head so bad. But I didn't let it show. I was bound and determined to have another baby. So they told me wait until April to try to get pregnant again. I was like, okay. So I got pregnant right away. Mom finished her cancer treatments and everything. I got pregnant with Jolene right away. I was anxious the entire pregnancy. And then when Jolene came, I didn't have drugs. There wasn't time for drugs. And that's fine. Like, I did okay with it. It was a little traumatizing though. Like, I didn't realize how much pain that would be, and how much, like, I don't know. I guess it wasn't like super traumatizing, but it was a little bit. Everything just happened so fast. I didn't have time to really like think about it. Have your calm down moment, like, okay, this is happening, this is what's gonna happen, I got this. Like, I didn't have time for any of that. I didn't have time. They barely had time to put the IV in me. But I was working third shift. Then I worked till the day I had Joey. and the not sleeping really had an effect on me. And then everything that I had pushed down with the miscarriage, with my mom, the not feeling good enough, the postpartum. I remember being 7 months pregnant in my doctor's office just bawling and saying, how can I be depressed when I'm expecting a baby I wanted for a long time? I just, like, nobody talks about that stuff. It was just lack of sleep played a part in it, and not dealing with what I went through, and like it, I don't know, I all played a part, because you can't carry a baby, you're not good enough, I don't know, you're sad when you're pregnant, like what is wrong with you? So I did not seek therapy then, and I probably should have, to work through all that stuff. But I'm trying to think of how old Joey was. I think she was probably 7 months. 8 months, maybe. 8. I think she was 8. My depression was at an all-time low. All-time low. Like, all I could think about was when and how I would end it. And I didn't want to. And I just thought, like, that would be, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I planned out. This is what I'm gonna write to each person. Like, I just couldn't deal with what was going on in my head, if that makes sense. So I called my buddy Mitch, my good old Mitchy boy. I told him, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, Mitch, I can't do it anymore. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was like, and I don't want to do it, but that's all my mind is thinking. Like, it just keeps telling me it's going to be better off. You're going to be better off that way. Your family's going to be better off. You're not going to be a burden. But in reality, nobody is better off without you. If you ever feel like a burden to people reaching out because you need help, you are not alone. That was my lowest point, was that night. And yeah, I could have woke Jason up, but again, I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to wake him up. I called Mitch because I knew Mitch would be there, and I knew Mitch would tell me what to do, and I would do it. So my buddy Mitch, if you are watching this, you saved me that night, and I love you for that. So then that started a whole thing. Like, I said I wasn't gonna cry on this, and I am. I did wake up Jason, because that's what Mitch told me to do. I woke up Jason, and I just told him, I said, Jason, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. I was like, I can't be alone. And so he called my mom, and my mom came over to watch the kids, and I checked myself in to the hospital. I didn't know what else to do. And they didn't have rooms open at the time, so the plan was I couldn't be alone. I got written out of work. I couldn't be alone. Um, I had to have people give me my medicine because I didn't want to be in charge of my own medicine at that time. And I, in my head at that time, I thought, I am a burden and I should have just did it when my mind kept telling me to. Because what 28-year-old, 27, 28-year-old wants to be babysat? But looking back on it now, I know I wasn't a burden to them. They did it because they loved me. And then I saw a psychiatrist and I got into the partial program, which, if you have never heard of the partial program or anything, that program is what saved me. That program is amazing. It's at a hospital from Monday through Friday. You are there from 9 a.m. to 3:30, 3 or 3:30 p.m. and you're in groups all day. All day you're in a group. And you have to do a check-in every day and read it in front of your group, and you have to talk about why you're feeling the way you are that day, and like what'd you do the night before, and all this stuff. It just felt really, really good to know like there was other people there dealing with some stuff that I dealt with, and it made me feel like I wasn't alone. And that was the best feeling in the world. And then I got out of that, and like 2 days after that, I checked myself back into the hospital because the change in my schedule at that point threw everything off for me. Like, I wasn't going to these safe places anymore. I wasn't going to the people that I related to the most. I wasn't going to be seeing a therapist every day. I don't think I was prepared to go back to normal life. And it took me a little bit. It did, to get used to it. And I started AMHOP, Adult Mental Health Outpatient, and that was really, I enjoyed that too. That baby, feel like I wasn't alone either. Sorry, I'm vaping. I'm trying to get through this video. That made me feel like I wasn't alone either. Like, I'm not crazy. I joke, like, yeah, I'm crazy. I got the papers to prove it. That's how I deal with it. And so I did the AMHOP for a long time, off and on for a long time, probably from November to, well, no, yeah, it's probably November to, I quit for like a month or two in January, and then I started up again, and I probably went to about April, May. So yeah, it's amazing how you can connect with people because of your mental illness. I think if more people talked about theirs, I think people would be more understanding of that person. And yeah, anyway, getting off track here again. After that, I started going to these NAMI support groups, they're called. And it was a group setting once a week. It's just peer-based, ran with people with mental illness, and I fell in love with it. I went and got my training. I became a certified group leader. I ran my own NAMI groups for a while. I missed that. I think that was my calling in life, and I missed it. Yeah. I get a lot of pride and joy out of knowing I can help somebody. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then COVID happened and I never went back because it was all virtual. At the time I didn't have good internet because we live out in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, it was a couple years after that I went through this anxiety, like I could not leave my house without having full-on panic attacks. I think I was in my house for almost a month. I couldn't leave. Every time I left my house, I automatically thought I was gonna die. You get in that car and you drive, you're gonna die. You do this, you're gonna die. Or something bad's gonna happen to your kids or Jason or anybody. And I was terrified to leave my house. And like, I thought something was wrong with my heart. I went to so many doctors and just panic attacks, full-blown panic attacks. So I started going back to therapy again. That helped out a lot. Another thing that helped was just pushing myself. I had to, even if it was just getting up and taking a shower and getting dressed that day, that was good. Okay, the next day I would do a little more. I'd bring Jolyn to school. I'd pick her up. Do the same with Taylor. The day I would just slowly grow and grow and grow. And then finally I went back to work. And I started with half days. There were some days where I didn't make it that half day, but I made it to work. So there's that. And it's hard to explain because everybody that has anxiety or depression or something, it's different. It's all different. But it's nice to know that somebody else has it and you are not alone in feeling like you can't do anything. You're paralyzed. You can't move. You can't shower. You can't get up. You can't do that. You can. Just do it. Just try to get out of your head. And that was good. I was good for a long time until recently. And I think because I live in the great state of Minnesota, that the winter is what really throws me into a little bit of a depression. My depression has never been as bad as it was the day I checked myself into the hospital. And like the day, like I get up, I go to work, it's dark. I come home, it's dark. Like that really fucks with your head. And like my mom's had some more health issues, but she's better now. So now it's time to focus on me again. And so I'm starting this podcast. It has helped me. And I hope it's helping somebody else. But I still struggle with not feeling good enough. I know I'm a damn good mom. Nobody can tell me different. My kids are happy. My kids are taken care of. My kids love me. I am their best friend, but I am also their mom. And they know that. They can come to me for anything. They know that. They know I am their safe place. They know I will get after them when I need to. I have always taken pride on knowing I am a damn good mom. And nobody can tell me different. My kids are what saved me. My oldest daughter has had to see me at my absolute worst and at my absolute best. I had to grow up with her, and part of me feels guilty that she had to see me like that. But also part of me is a little happy because then she knows, like, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to talk about mental health. It's just all of that stuff. And Jolyn is now seeing that because I'm having a tough time right now. And I think it's okay to be vulnerable in front of your children. I think it helps them realize that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about these things. Yeah, I feel a little guilty with some of the stuff Taylor's had to see because of me. But at the same time, I hope it has showed her that it's okay to not be okay, because it is. She will never be on this. She told me that she doesn't want to be on the podcast. She's not into all that. She said she's too cool. But yeah, I just want people to know, like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out to people. Don't feel like you're a burden, because you're not. People would rather have you reach out to them than saying goodbye to you at your funeral. I guarantee that. Living in Minnesota in the winters, it's really tough. It is. And nobody talks about seasonal depression like that. Nobody talks about really anything. Another thing that has helped me is my BMX. I got out of there, or I got out of the house. I got out of my shell. I made some girlfriends that I truly trust. We're there to have a good time together, and we're building a community of people that I can turn to, I can go to, and just trying new things. I wished I would have done that earlier. Trying new things, reaching out. Yeah, I wish I would have done it earlier. So if you want to try new things, go ahead and do it. I went and did it, and it was awesome. Some things you're not gonna like, some things you will like. But just getting out there and doing it has helped me. Having that extra tough love from some of my really close friends helped me. And just, I don't know, kind of rambling now. I just want people to know they're not alone, and it will get better, and you are going to have bad days. Absolutely. The things you go through are what make you who you are. Like, I know I still don't have good self-esteem. I don't have good self-confidence. None of that. I still don't have it. And I don't let that affect me going out there and doing things anymore. Because I'm getting to the point where I don't care. If you're not gonna, and then another thing with my friends, like, if you're not gonna be there for me when I'm there for you, if you're not gonna take the time a day to hang out with me or check in with me or call me, the phone works 2 ways. Like, I don't care anymore. I always used to feel like I was never good enough. You know, seeing people go out and do things without you, it's like, oh, cool. You're supposed to be my best friend and you didn't ask me to go. But now I realize I don't care. Go ahead, go out and have fun without me. I'm gonna go out and have fun without you. We have lives. It's our life. Go live your fucking life. Yeah. So, yeah, my mental health is not the greatest right now, but it's gonna get better. And it always does. I have the tools. I know what to do. I reach out when I need to. I ask for help when I need to. And yeah, it'll get better. I know it will. It just takes time. And I know it'll help once the snow and it's not so dark and gloomy and cloudy 90% of the time too. I know that'll help. But just know that every day you get up and you shower and you do something when you're in the middle of a funk is great. Keep pushing yourself. Keep doing it. I know it's hard, but ask for help if you need to. There's nothing wrong in needing help. That's all I got today. Now go out there and make the week your bitch. Thank you.